having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here today. It's just me and Fads. Julie is resting, let's say that. And today we are going to jump into Elio, Pixar Elio. What did you watch this week, Fads?
This week I watched Ballerina at the movie theater from the John Wick universe.
What was that?
I really enjoyed it.
You did?
Yeah. It was the right amount of violence and badassery going around, so I really, really liked it. And then I'm starting to watch, and I'm in episode, I think, 3 for Depth Q, which is a TV show with Matthew Good on Netflix. It's a crime slash procedural TV show.
Nice.
I think it's set in Scotland, so lots of Scottish accents and everything, but it's really nice. I like it. It's really clever the way that it's made.
Nice. I watched a documentary yesterday on Netflix, The Only Girl in the Orchestra, which won the Oscar this year, I think, for a short documentary.
Yeah.
And it's about the first woman in the New York Philharmonic Orchestra.
Nice.
She plays double bass, Orrin O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
She has a very American name.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Very nice, I have to say.
Oh,
nice.
good.
I just, it just makes you think that as a woman, you always have to
be the first of one doing something.
Yeah, and have a very tough shell as well.
That's true. Makes sense.
And then I watched David Attenborough new film Oceans on Disney Plus. Everyone should watch it, please. Not for its cinematic value, which there is cinematic value, but for its educational value. That's what David Attenborough does. It's talking about oceans and obviously the value of it and how much of the bad that we do. The oceans basically help us clean faster than we thought it would. So it's very important to keep them healthy.
Speaking of oceans, I started watching this morning the Titan.
Oh yeah, I've watched that as well. The Titan documentary. Yeah,
documentary on the disaster that was Ocean Gate.
Yes. I want to talk about it for a moment, but just to finish on oceans, I was shocked. I want to say this because he's advocating for this. So there is, they talk about sustainable fishing, whatever.
Yeah.
Great. I never thought that it would be legal to put in the ocean floor a machine. I don't remember the name, but it has a very specific name. It tells you in the documentary. It's basically they put it on the bottom of the ocean and it rips away everything that is on the surface, like everything. So it rips off the ground of the oceans, but the ground of the ocean has corals, animals, and basically environments that were before colorful and like
turn gray,
wonderful and stuff, they turn sand. There is nothing. They destroy entire portions of the ocean completely. And these are ecosystems that
and to do
have been created in 100 years.
To create pools for...
No, for fish.
Okay.
But normally, it's to catch, like, one kind of fish. Like, to catch some prawns, because people only eat freaking prawns, you destroy an entire ecosystem.
Jeez.
They throw away 3/4 of the stuff that they fish through this method of fishing.
That's bad.
How is this legal?
I understand more why people turn to Egypt, either being vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah.
It makes sense, although there's pros and cons to
Yes, of
being
course.
vegetarian or vegan, regardless.
Yes.
But in favor of saving the environment, I'll say that that's a good argument.
There aren't
Mm-hmm.
from any country
Yeah.
many marine reserves.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
in
got it.
any jurisdiction,
You
there
cannot
isn't much that is
protect.
protected.
Yeah, of course.
So we should protect more.
Like they do for national parks or national.
Exactly,
Yeah, of course.
so that we won't be
Yeah.
able to do this anymore. But yeah, it should absolutely be legal, and it's shameful. But then let's go to another documentary, which is the Netflix documentary on Titan, which is the
Yeah.
submarine that imploded.
And the ocean, the Ocean Gate Company with the submarine imploded with 5 people on board, I think, if
Yeah,
I remember correctly.
yes, and they were going to watch the.
To look at the Titanic
to
because
look
they wanted to start tourism in the Titanic wreck for some reason because we definitely need that.
Yeah, we need the ocean tourism.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, remaining in the.
Remaining in the
Yeah,
in the topic.
please.
Yeah.
Let's try to ruin everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the CEO was on board also when
Yeah.
it imploded, so he died in the implosion.
In the project. Yeah.
Yes, have you seen it all?
No, I think I'm at halfway through it and I wasn't paying too much attention. I was having breakfast at the same time. But the gist of it, the part where I got to see was like the CEO didn't care about much else than actually succeeding in this. So whoever was advising him on being careful or bringing him problems that needed a solution, he will find the solution by firing them and ignoring the problem.
You got everything. Yes.
Yeah,
that's pretty
the
much.
gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty
and
much
that's how
it.
you get to a not successful mission. And I was hearing like all of the prototype that were sent, as soon as they reach a certain level below the surface, they will implode.
Yes.
And they could hear the implosion. So they pretty much knew that would have been
That would happen.
That would happen.
100%.
So was it a suicidal mission? Maybe.
It's about him.
Yeah,
His character was,
it's how he literally
like he
killed people
and himself.
and himself.
For what? Like for proving that he is Elon Musk.
And it wasn't
or
even a
Jeff
mission that
Bezos?
was sure, like there was few years. It was like from 2017 that they started having this kind of project and working on it. But every person that would put it this way, every person that would bring something that would have make this project be further away from his resolution, then he would have been fired because no, we need to get to it faster. We need to start doing this.
And the main issue with that is that carbon fiber, which is the material of which my bike is made, is very cheap, very light,
I cannot sustain
and
the
it's
amount.
flexible. Okay, so it's great for bike.
Yeah,
that's what
because you need velocity. You need.
He wanted to use that material because obviously it's cheaper, and if you want to do tourism, you need to do mass production of this.
Otherwise, people will not be able to do it. If you want to make it accessible for everybody, otherwise it will be too expensive.
And you need it lighter because you need to move this submarine. And costs of moving these things that are normally in Titan. What's it called? You know what I mean? Titan. It's a lot, which is a lot heavier.
Oh yeah.
Material. The cost of moving that would be a lot cheaper than moving Titan. So, bottom line, the carbon fiber is not the right tool for it. So
it doesn't sustain pressure, right?
Yeah. So basically, they put an audio device in it to track the sound of the fibers in the submarine. So when it was going down, it was doing like tum, which were like the fibers breaking. And the Scottish guy, who is amazing, he's tried to save these people. Basically, he's tried to do like an investigation on them since the beginning. He was working with them, and then he was like, okay, you're mad.
Yeah.
He said
he either got fired or he just went left.
He got fired, but he was always in conflict with them. He wasn't one of those guys that he got fired and then he turned on them. He got fired because he said to them, you're mad.
You need to be, exactly.
So basically, what he's done is telling them, listen, carbon fiber is not like you don't have stages of breaking. Like if
It
the
breaks.
fibers break, it could break at any point during the
Yeah.
process. So like the submarine could implode
At any given
with the
time.
first fiber that breaks or with the 100.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really,
Yeah.
it's not a gradual thing.
No, of course.
So this guy, basically, the CEO, risked the life of everyone multiple times, and the first 2 times he was lucky. The third, or whatever, I don't remember if it was the second attempt or the third.
Yeah.
He wasn't. So
Because the thing that probably a lot of people ignore, and it's not even known to, because you don't go that deep in the ocean unless you just send machinery.
yeah,
It's that water pressure, it's much worse than air pressure. It weighs more, so the deeper you go in the sea, the higher is the pressure and the easier it is to implode.
yes, and you know what is a very similar environment to that of oceans?
Space.
Here we go.
Okay, come and get me.
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted by aliens.
Elio!
Skipping school!
I don't know if this is boundary testing or sleep regression or... Which one of these is you?
I don't know, but I think that one is you.
So we're talking about the topic of the day, which is Elio. I went to watch a preview screening today thanks to the British Film Institute at the IMAX in London. So it was a great screen as well. It was very interesting. So there was also a Q&A with the directors. It was a full female team because even though Adrian Molina is quoted in this, actually Adrian Molina kind of started it. But then, because of the actor strike, they explained, Madeline Sharafian and Domi Shi, who are the directors, they explained that because of the strike, actor strike, writer strike, whatever, this movie basically was in the making for a lot longer than it should have been. So Adrian Molina is also writing Coco 2.
So that's why he had to drop.
Give priority to that. So he wanted to do Elio, but then he had to go into Cogos 2, and so they took over.
Okay.
I don't know why, but this is happening more and more at Pixar, because with Moana 2, it was kind of the same. There was one director that started, and then it was handed over to someone else. That was Disney, but still, like Pixar and Disney are kind of together. They are much together. So this is coming out June 20 in UK. It is an animated sci-fi. That's how they defined it. They also said that they made another 2. And I thought, which ones? Like, are they talking about Lightyear? Which is so disgraceful that I'm sorry, but like that movie is like, it is so bad that I didn't even remind myself that it existed. I tried to remove it as a trauma.
Yeah.
And the other one, what's the other one?
Oh my god.
Sci-fi movie, Pixar. I don't know. There was another one that came to my mind, but then now I forgot.
Because so it cannot be Stitch.
No, that's
because
Disney.
that's Disney. Oh,
Now I want to know which one it is. So I am Googling. Sci-fi movies. There's no.
Wall-E.
Oh, Wall-E, yeah. That's
There's Wall-E.
can
Yeah,
consider that sci-fi, but
yeah.
sure.
And yeah, the other one is Lightyear.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about it. Anyway, so.
What did you think of it? Is it this is the first Pixar movie after Inside Out 2? Or we had something else?
No, I think it's the first one, yes. I think I thought it was really good. My husband thought it was Coco level, but then I said to him,
calm down.
Bring it down.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
No, it's not Coco level. He could relate to it a lot because he was one of these space obsessed kids. So I think that's why he loved it more than I did.
Spoke to him more than.
But I really liked it.
Okay.
I really did.
What's the story about without any massive spoilers?
So there is this kid, you will know within 3 seconds, so I will say it. He's orphan.
Okay.
The parents died, and he is put into the care of his aunt, auntie,
Okay.
who is a mayor in the Air Force.
Okay.
So she's basically asked to be an astronaut many
Mhm.
times
Yeah.
throughout the movie, but she always says no because she needs to look
Look
after
after
this
him.
kid.
Yeah.
This kid is obsessed with space
Mhm.
and he wants to be abducted by aliens. Okay, it's very funny actually. And
Finding a way to escape reality. Yeah,
yeah,
that could be one of those.
yes,
Yeah.
that's why he does it. He feels like he doesn't belong
Mhm.
and he's alone. He doesn't have a good relationship with his aunt because she's
She's
trying
probably
to
strict.
yeah, she's stressed. She's stressed, the poor thing, because
Mhm.
you
She
know,
has a kid that she wasn't planning on
yeah,
having.
exactly. And she was planning to having a career
Career, yeah.
actually, So she's trying to uh, learn how to be a parent, even
Mhm.
though it wasn't planned that she
Mhm.
would be a
Mhm.
parent. So basically, this dream that he has of being abducted by the aliens, that it unexpectedly comes true.
Mhm.
When the aliens come and take him
Okay.
and they bring him into this place that it's called communiverse. It's a
Mhm.
community in the universe where you have, it's kind of like, he reminded me of
European.
Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, European, yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
the
yeah.
European Union, yes. Star Wars, when they have
Yeah. It's like
the
a committee.
Republic
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
with the ambassadors,
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
So
And
they
you're
have the
representative of
ambassadors.
different planets.
Yeah. Also, visually, it looks a bit like that. I think
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah. Of course.
mention, a
Yeah. Of
quote in a way.
course.
It's inspired by. Um. So, but he is mistaken to be the leader of planet Earth, and he goes along with it.
Of course.
Because it's like,
That's this dream.
yeah. And then obviously they have this villain, and then he's do conflict negotiation with this villain, and he's like, yeah, I've done conflict negotiation all my life because he's always in conflict with his auntie.
Yeah.
But then actually, it's a bit.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Harder than that.
Mhm.
And so
That's
things
probably
unfold and whatever.
yeah,
I
of
don't want to
course.
spoil everything, but
Of course.
but yeah, it's very fun. I did like the animation.
Okay.
It reminded me a bit of Luca in terms of character style,
Okay.
character design.
Okay.
Even though Enrico Casarosa, who is the director of Luca, is not involved in this
At
in
all.
any way.
Okay.
He's actually doing a movie about a black cat.
Yes. Gatto.
In Venice, who is art casted because he's black and
Yes,
people
because
believe
we
that
do
he's
have
different.
superstitions
Yes,
over black cats in Italy.
Yes, and but he's not involved in this. But the character design reminded me of that a lot.
Mhm.
But then actually the Coco production design is involved in this.
Mhm.
So the universe that they built reminds a bit of-
Color-wise,
color-wise, no, because it's a lot.
there's a lot of blue and purple.
Yes, there's a lot of blue because of it's in
Uni-
space, but then there's a lot of yellow. Yes, it reminds a bit of
Mhm.
Coco in that actually.
Okay.
And the characters, the aliens, are very colorful.
Okay.
And so on. So actually, yes, it reminds a bit of that. But even though I would put Coco on a different scale, I have to
course.
say, I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah,
The
Coco
universe
is-
that they created from the other world.
My God.
That was brilliant.
I, full disclosure, I believe Coco is one, if not the best animated movie ever made. It's
I
definitely
watched
my
it-
top three.
I watched it so many times, and every time I cry.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Like,
matter.
there
The
is
moment of my
something-
life.
Yeah. There is something about Coco that is
Yeah.
just
So-
everything is perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like character development, production design. There is a
The colors, the respect of the culture that it represents. Yeah, no, Kako is
everything.
top tier.
And it's also very original.
Yeah.
Like
this
how
so
you would never, you would never.
And it explained a cultural aspect from Mexico really well.
And I feel like everything can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because, we all lost somebody, a grandparent or everyone.
Yeah, of course. We can talk about Coco for
forever.
ages, but so in terms of character design and color palette, a little bit of Coco is in there, but it reminds you also of Luca.
Yes, and then
do you think it reminded you of Luca because of the theme of belonging and feeling like you?
No, I get what you're saying. Feeling alone or whatever. Yes, like you don't belong to that place. Actually, that's interesting. I didn't think about it. So no, but only for the character design.
The way that they look.
You are right, though. It's the same theme. It's the same topic, really. It is the same topic. Absolutely.
I feel like I do believe that when it comes to Pixar, or most of the movies that they do, because they're designed for children as well, for adults, they do try to instill in kids the idea that even if you feel different, there will be always a place where you're gonna belong.
Yes.
So it's giving like that kind of spark and hope that even if you feel like you're wrong,
yes,
somebody will always feel like you are right.
Yeah. Yes.
So maybe that's the common thread.
Also, now that I think about it, it didn't come immediately to me, but my husband during the as soon as he finished, because we don't talk during the movies, as you shouldn't.
No.
But after he finished, he said to me, "You know what? Luca was really unlucky that he was released right after COVID, because otherwise it would have been great."
Yeah.
I think it's true. I think it's because he made that connection that it's the same topic.
Yeah.
But so I did connect emotionally with it. First of all, because I don't know why I'm very sensitive to the topic of adoption, and in a way the fact that she was looking after him but she wasn't
ready for it. Yeah.
It just struck a chord to me. I don't know, it really felt emotional for me. And
do you think it was well explained or well
yes
discussed?
Yes. Not the adoption in itself, but it's very
the emotional
evident,
part of the
that you're not ready, and you find yourself dealing with a kid that
it's
you
not your own.
Praise, it's not your own, and he has his dreams, and you want to be able to support him, but also
you also have your dreams.
Yeah, you have your dreams, and also you need to educate when it's
of course.
And it's kind of, it's him teaching her how to be a better parent, but also her teaching him that he is loved. Because he believes she doesn't care about him, but then he realized at a point in the movie that she does. She does, to the level that she recognizes. So at some point, I don't want to spoil it, but I will.
No.
There is spoilers in let's just say
disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. When he goes to the communiverse, he gets cloned, because obviously they don't want to create disruption to the universe, to the
so they need to send a
planet
clone
where
in.
he lives. Yes, so they send a clone that lives with the aunt.
Okay.
And she does understand almost immediately
that it's not
him. Even though the clone does everything that she would like Elio to be. So despite being this perfect kid that she really wants him to be that way, she recognizes it's not him, and she doesn't want him. She's trying to figure out how to get him back.
No, of course.
So when he realized that, he's like, so she loves me.
For the way that I am.
The way that I am, And
me.
And then there is a similar situation in space. He helps a friend, whatever. I don't want to spoil that.
No.
Anyway, so it was funny, actually. The guy behind me was dying laughing. In many stages of the film. It's actually really nice. It's also, he got emotional in two parts. I have to say there was, I don't remember specifically, this is funny actually, I don't remember specifically which part, but at the end, I really fought to hold my tears, but I didn't cry.
Okay.
I went very close, but didn't
So
cry.
it was like you got steamy eyes, but not tears. Okay.
Yes. I am a latecomer to the space excitement.
Okay.
My husband is obsessed with space. I got obsessed with physics after watching Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So I'm quite late to the game. So I didn't have that connection. But I feel like it's a good like background.
Yeah.
You know that
Like it's having the space as a motivator behind stuff.
Yes, and I think they used it as an extreme of feeling a sense of belonging and feeling alone and so
Of
on.
course.
This
This is
space
not.
is
Yeah,
such
of course. It's so far away.
yeah, and so far removed. But despite that, he felt like he belonged there, not to his planet, not to his real life, but to a universe he didn't even know. But he dreamt.
It does
about.
fit the idea that space can be something that you can run to when you want to escape because it's so far away.
Yeah, and that's what the directors were saying. That you know, how many times do we look at the stars and we wonder and we wish for things?
And it's always been that case in human history. You always look at the space as this far removed object that holds so much meaning and so much hope.
But it is also a place where you find yourself.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, if you think of our
Navigation.
ancestors, here we go, navigation, like they looked at the stars to find their place in the where they were, in the planet.
Really intertwined with humanity in any way. And that's why people look at astronauts with wonder because they get to experience it. And then when you talk to us, when you hear interviews about from astronauts, they do instead do the opposite. They look at planet Earth from space and they're like, we have so much beauty in our planet and we don't even realize it. We spend years wondering at the stars when there's so much wonder on Earth.
And he does that at the end. And
was it like a good mixture of funny moments, poignant moments? Like was there a lot of comedy that?
Yes, it was a good mix actually. It was a good mix. Now, I wouldn't consider it particularly original.
Okay.
Don't know why I felt like I knew what was gonna happen the whole time.
Okay.
At every step. But it was really well executed.
Okay. Sometimes movie can be comforting for people because you know what to expect. So you watch a movie with like a different kind of feeling because you don't have that, you're not on edge. So that familiarity might help you enjoy the movie more.
Yes. Like, and there wasn't a plot twist. Like,
no, of course.
I know.
Because makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Plot twist, like everybody died.
At that point, like everything goes really well when it goes to the universe, whatever. And I was like, something's gonna happen. Like,
of course, you expect it. It's like this is too nice to be true. It cannot belong there.
It's gonna happen. Like yes, and but I loved the.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Funny thing about being fast, you end up waiting a lot. First to show up, first in line, then just waiting. Me, I rev up Chumba Casino. With over 200 social casino games, no slow lanes here. Why sit around when you can spin? I'm already racing. Your turn. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
There is obviously, the topic is the belonging, the fitting in, the feeling alone, whatever. Like the movie even ends with that.
Okay.
Like, are we alone in the universe?
Yeah, of course.
But it's not really on Are We Alone in the universe? Like the movie is
Are we
what?
alone?
Are we alone?
Period. Yeah.
Period. Like as human beings at the times that we live in, you know.
Do you think that it could be a, let's say, a product of the fact that society now it's very isolating?
Yes, yes, yes. Even so, he struggles to have friends because of what happened to him, and he's so obsessed with his passion that he doesn't even realize actually there are kids with the same passion with the ham radio that they're trying to, but he doesn't connect with them until then he goes through his journey in space, whatever, and he realized that he just didn't search that connection, which in a way it's a good metaphor because sometimes we are so isolated in our bubbles
Or
that
even
we
in our
don't,
grief.
yes, in our grief, in our things that happen every day, that we don't realize that actually we could be part of a community. There are people that share our passions, our interests. Look what we did with the podcast. That's what it was really like. Three people coming together with the same interest, doing this, not for money, not for audience, but just because we like talking about these things once a week or whatever, and that it speaks to that a lot. And it's the usual bloody Pixar movie that they have so many things in it. You could do like a dissertation, you know.
But I feel like that's what they do well, in the sense that there's always one thing one thing for everybody. That's the right sentence. Like it's not just something will speaks more to you because of your own experience, but it's something that they will be enjoyable by everybody because everything they capture a lot of different interests that could be nice for people to relate to.
Yes, totally. And it speaks also, what you said is so true that I said to Marco, who is my husband, if you still don't know, that like the great thing about Pixar is if you go with your kid, the same movie says something to you and something very different to your kid.
Yeah, of course.
Like it has elements for everyone, and I feel like if you are an adult, you're actually able to understand every single, kind of point.
You can read between the lines, so it's still a teachable moment for a child because they have the entertainment, they have the relatable aspect of he's a little child that finds something he really loves and he explores it. So in a way, it can motivate a kid to be like, "Hey, I really like this. Maybe I could obsess over it."
Yeah.
But for adults, it's different because you see the little fragments of teachable moments that you're like, "Hey, this is a good thing that you could teach your child, your children, or your kid," and or maybe it's something that you can teach yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. And now, is it still like at the level of Pixar golden era? I don't
No,
know.
you don't think so?
I don't think so. You know what? It's really, really, really good, but there is something, like the spark that is missing. And I know now I'm starting to kind of understand what it is. So, like some of the people on the panel that worked on the movie, like two directors and a producer, they were saying, today is the first time that we see each other in person. And I was like, what?
That's a lot of.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like two directors and a producer. It's the first time you see yourself in person. I was like, so Steve Jobs created Pixar, right? And he gave them a fantastic place to be in Emeryville. He built their campus so that
they could work together.
Yes, they could work together, and he built it design-wise in a way that it could encourage random
meetup or like
people. You know, when
so
you're
sharing ideas, sharing experiences,
creativity,
and being different, two people having different minds but coming together and sharing their
like
differences.
Random, boom! I bump into you, and we talk about stuff, and that sparks creativity.
Yeah.
So it felt the like Pixar golden era felt a lot like a family.
Mhm.
Like there was a team doing stuff together. They were in it together.
I
Now
think
I
we're
feel
still
a lot
living.
detached.
I think we're still living the aftermath of COVID, and
Yeah.
in this case, there's also the aspect of everything that surrounds us, because you can access this 24/7. Everything that is bad in the world, you know it immediately. And that dumps down a little bit creativity, I believe. It's like hearing what goes on every day,
Yeah.
in every minute of your life, about everything that goes on in the world. While you are isolated while working, dumps down a little bit the creativity and the spark.
Yes, and we used to be able to disconnect from these things when you went to the cinema. But I think because of that building of relationships on a WebEx or on a Zoom call, which is not the same as building it in person.
In person, yeah.
That detachment I can feel in those movies. So because you feel that slight layer of detachment, you then are not able to disconnect completely.
And that's
from
why you also probably you
reality.
didn't get proper tears or proper.
Exactly. Like because I'm not able to be completely
lost.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I used to be able to. I don't know why I feel that layer of detachment between the people working on a project.
And you also see it with the audience around you. There's lots of people all the time now during movies that still pull out their phones and answer a text or read an email or do something because they get distracted. So yeah, it does remove a little bit of the experience of being fully immersed.
Yes, and even this thing that, so I get it. Adrian Molina was involved in Coco, there were the strikes, we had to give it to someone else. But I remember a time where, like, Toy Story was the product of the passion of John Lasseter. Monsters and Co. was the product of the passion of Pete Docter.
Yeah.
Andrew Stanton made Nemo. Like, it was the product of their passion. So to think of two directors, like, they come on board,
but they're working on somebody else's idea.
You understand? It's
that
like,
might hit
of
close to
course
them.
he will miss the spark for as good as it can be, because they are professional people and they do their job very well. For as good as it can be, which it is really good. It's extremely, I repeat, it's really good, but it's not
the level that it used to be.
Spark, like that feeling and that button, you know, Coco, the last 15 minutes, they press a button and everybody freaking cries.
Yeah, soul. Yeah.
In the universe.
Yeah,
okay? Everybody.
Yeah,
the
the
same
Pixar button.
bloody
Yeah.
frame of movie. Everyone cries. That it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
They didn't get it back yet. And I don't know why I have this conviction that is due to the way that they work now. In their
Could
new
be.
org.
Could really well be.
But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, is it gonna be Oscar worth it?
That was the question. If we missed, if we forget it,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it definitely be nominated.
Nice.
Anyway, next week you and I are talking about How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, which actually I heard really good things about.
So excited.
All right, bud, you ready? Come on, come on! Yeah, look at us! My fault!
So we'll talk about How to Train Your Dragon, and then we are going to see it Thursday. So a few days after the episode, and then Julia and I in the weekend will go see 28 Years Later.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Try! The things are something different! Oh, I start to keep me from going lunatic!
Oh my god. Yes.
You are already looking forward to it.
Yes, and to close on animation, today Pixar disclosed their villain in Toy Story 5. It will be a tablet.
Makes sense.
My god, how much I love this. It's just out of me. It's just, because the tablet will be competing for
Against-
Bonnie's attention against the tablet.
Of course.
Against toys against tablet.
Of
I
course.
just cannot love this more.
90s against 2000.
And I knew it, by the way. I said this when they announced Toy Story 5. I was like, I hope they do like toys
Something with
versus
the-
technology. And that's it. That's what it is. So I can't wait. See you next week. Thank you, Pat, for helping me through this. Actually, it
My
was
pleasure.
a really long episode. I wouldn't expect it to be that long.
Me neither.
But hey, thank you. See you next week.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on chumbacasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at chumbacasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's chumbacasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.